So I got the questions about past lives, and I'm not really interested in past lives. And it doesn't mean that I don't believe in them, because there might be past lives. There might been lots of reincarnation that I've been through over my existence, so to speak. I don't know. But I haven't been interested in them. And maybe because I believe this life is painful and beautiful as it is. And I'm here to live my life here and now. So I'm not dwelling on my past lives. So for me, it's not interested. I'm not interested in it. That's just me. And I think it came because I had a friend back in the day, and she had this astrology chart made for her from a famous Swedish astrologer at the time. And it said that she has the burden of a cross in her chart or something. I don't understand astrology. I just hear what other people say, and it sounds fascinating, but I never looked into it. And she then said that now I know why my life is so shitty, and I have to accept that my life is shitty because it's in my astrology chart. And for me, that is just so terrible, because that makes your mind in a negative state. You sow a seed there that you will always have struggles, and if you think you will struggle, you will struggle. So I find words and things like that who has a negative clang, now that may be Swinglish, but have a negative thing with it, keep it to yourself, for God's sake. Life is painful enough, but to hear someone say you are destined to have a shitty life, I believe with the right circumstances around you, you can be the happiest person in the life, because it does not have to do with finance, money. It doesn't have to do with what car you're driving or anything. It has to be about the feeling that you have. And to have a good feeling, you have to have a good mind, because if the mind is negative, you're absolutely gonna feel shitty. I believe that. And I talk by my own experience here, because when I dwell within my own pittiness, like I did back in the day, it didn't help me. I didn't feel any better. My whole body didn't feel better whatsoever. But today, I don't allow myself to go down that road as I did back in the day. I brainwash myself. I tell myself that I have everything to live for. I have everything to be happy for. And by saying that to myself, I'm actually feeding from the conscious to the subconscious, and it becomes my reality. So yeah, I brainwash myself quite a lot. Not only because I want to have a happy life, but I realized over the years that it doesn't help to linger on the negative things. And because I had a death wish all my life, and it came to a point in my life and I actually tried to kill me really sincerely, and I couldn't. Long story short, I'm not going to go into that. You can read my book in that case. But at that time, I'm realizing if I can't go home, and I might have 40 years to live, do I want to live as a miserable cow, or do I want to be a happy person? Because it's not only going to affect me, it's also going to affect everybody around me. And I don't want to be a negative person. I don't want to be that person that brings everybody's energies down. So there and then I decided to brainwash myself. And I always try to see the cup half full. Always. I always try to look at the positive. And I always have in my mind that things gonna solve itself. I'm gonna sort them out. And what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? Well, I don't know. Maybe a divorce. Maybe I have to leave my home. But even if I have a divorce, well, shouldn't I manage by myself? Yeah, I think I would. If I have to leave my home, well, I can always live somewhere else. It might not be my dream home, but I can live somewhere else. And it's not my home, even if I love my home, I really do. But it's not the home that makes me happy, because I had more prettier, fancy home before than I have now when I live in the countryside. But I love the place here. I love the peacefulness. I love the animals around here, especially all the birds, you know. It's amazing. And if I look at the nature, and if I look with a beautiful feeling within me, and not thinking, oh, maybe I should need a better kitchen, maybe I should need a better bathroom, maybe I need a better bed, maybe I need a fancier car. No, it doesn't interest me. And in all honesty, money has never interested me. You know, when I was a normal working woman, you know, I worked 10 years in a weapon factory. It sounds horrible, I know, but when you're 18, you just want a job. And in my town, we had a weapon factory, and I did German tank mines. I was sitting on a band, so to speak, with 20 different stations, and you was just doing your thing, and you put your mind to rest, you know. And I earned quite good money. But when the boss asked us if we can work overtime, I never did. It wasn't worth the money, you know. I think I worked overtime twice when you couldn't say no because you were not allowed to. Otherwise, I'm happy to just surviving, you know. If I survive, what else do I need? Nothing, you know. If I can pay my bills and I can eat nicely, I have everything in the world. And in all honesty, I work with my hobby. How many can work with the hobby? You know, what a blessing. So I'm very rich. I'm actually a very rich lady who have come from being very, how do you say, deep, very depressed from time to time, wanted to go home, to actually enjoying my life more than I have ever done before. I've been through shit. Yes, I have. And I think that also helped me to think positive at things nowadays, because like I said, what is the worst thing that could happen?